if you just had $100 to spend, exactly, and you had nothing in your pantry, your fridge, or your freezer, what would you pick up at the grocery store? Today, I decided to challenge myself to run over to Aldi, just run in and out really quick, and just spend $100 and see how many essentials I could get. I didn't take a long time making a grocery list or anything. I didn't make a meal plan, so I didn't have certain meals in mind necessarily. I was just thinking, okay, if I had nothing in the house, no food in the house, what would be the most essential things for me to pick up that I could use to make meals? I only had like 10 or 15 minutes to run through the store, so I wasn't overthinking it. I was just going through each aisle and thinking, okay, are these essentials? And I was adding up on my phone as I went. Now, I must have made some mistake when I was adding up because I thought I'd hit like $99 and some cents, and it came out when I went through the checkout to like $96. So that was great. That was a happy mistake. I would much rather be spending less than I thought than more than I thought, especially if you're spending with cash. You really can't go over the amount of cash you have. So I was very happy to end. It was $96. Let me see my receipt. $96.45. Now, if I had known I was going to come a few dollars under $100, I would have added onions to my list. That is the one thing I forgot, and I cook with onions all the time. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the essentials that I picked up. So I'm going to spread them all out on my table and show you everything that I got. Okay guys, here's everything that I picked up for just under $100 at Aldi. I feel like I got a pretty good amount for the total. The total was $96.45. So let's just start over here and I'll show you everything I got. As far as fruits and vegetables go, I just grabbed one fruit. I grabbed apples. I feel like if you're on a tight budget, apples are great because they are just very versatile and they will last a long time. They're not going to go bad on your counter if you forget about them. You can stick them in the fridge, whatever. You could even cook them up and have some cooked apples as a side for a meal if you wanted to. So these apples were $3.19 for 3 pounds. Then for veggies, I did not get any fresh veggies. I just wanted to get frozen because again, they will stay good in the freezer and they go well with pretty much whatever meal. So I got broccoli florets, those were $1.15. The corn and the peas were both 99 cents, I believe 97 cents. And then the extra fine green beans were a little more, these were $2.59. Aldi has the best frozen green beans, in my opinion. So whenever I go to Aldi, I always like to get those. So those are the veggies that I got. Then got some sour cream because I feel like that is something that you use in a lot of recipes or on top of things or whatever. So their sour cream for the 16 ounce was $1.85. Butter, we always need butter for things. That was $3.75, which is a decent price for butter that's not on sale. The eggs for 12, ooh, I did not write down the egg price, but I believe they were just under $4, $3.98, I think. Then the milk, I just got 1 gallon of milk and that was $2.71. Then I wanted to make sure to grab some baking things. If I didn't have any of this stuff in my pantry, I would want to grab enough stuff to be able to do some baked goods, make some bread or muffins or whatever. So here I got some flour. The flour, I think, what's that, a 5 pound? Yes, 5 pound, and that is $2.35. Salt was just 67 cents. Baking soda, 89 cents. And baking powder, $1.95. And then, oh, I forgot about the cheese here. So this cheese was $3.59 a bag, which that's a pretty good price for, just a basic not on sale price for a pound of cheese. So those were both $3.59. I just got 2 kinds of cheese. Those are just 2 of the kinds that we use the most at home. So that's why I grabbed those, the cheddar and the mozzarella. Okay, back to the baking stuff. I also wanted to get some sugar. It costs less to just get a smaller bag of the brown sugar. So that's the one I went for. That was $2.09. Grabbed yeast, that is 99 cents. It's obviously nice when you can buy yeast in bulk, but for the purposes of this trip, obviously, we're just trying to fit within a budget of $100. So I just grabbed one of those yeasts. And then vegetable oil, this was, let's see, $2.99 for that. Then of course, when I'm on a budget, beans and rice are always a good thing to buy. So the rice was $2.65. The black beans were $2.69. Then back over here to the oats. If I didn't have anything in my pantry or my fridge or whatever, oats would be a good thing to get for breakfasts because I can do oatmeal, regular oatmeal, or baked oatmeal, or make muffins with them or whatever. So I wanted to get some oats. I got the old-fashioned oats, and those are $3.95. I got some peanut butter, and the peanut butter was $2.95. Also got jelly. I debated getting that because, well, I guess it's preserves. That doesn't seem like as much of a necessity, but when you have kids, it is nice to be able to do peanut butter and jelly. So I got that, and that was $2.19. And then these are probably the spices I cook with the most. Obviously, I use things besides this. Oh, looks like one of the kids drew on me or something. Anyways, chili powder, cinnamon, onion powder, and garlic powder. These were all 99 cents. So it's nice that those are still under $1 at Aldi. So I definitely wanted to pick those up. Those are, I feel like, the essentials. Then tortillas, they may not be essential for everyone, but we buy tortillas every single week. This is a 20 count for $1.99. And I bought their very cheapest bread. Normally I would want to spend a little bit more to get something besides white, but if you're on a tight budget and you just want to get a loaf of bread, this is $1.39 for their white bread. I think for the wheat, it was more like $1.85 or $1.95, I believe. The very cheapest crackers are the saltines. These are $1.69, so I grabbed those. If you want those with, you know, peanut butter or something, that would be an easy and cheap snack. Then pasta, I just grabbed one box of pasta that is still under $1. That is 98 cents at Aldi. And then the pasta sauce, I just got the traditional one. This was $1.65. And I feel like diced tomatoes, we like the petite diced, are just a really good thing to have in your pantry because a whole lot of meals and soups call for diced tomatoes. So they're just a good thing to have on hand. So those were 89 cents a can. And then I got this big 10-pound bag of potatoes. Potatoes can really go a long way towards filling you up, and you can use them in so many different recipes or by themselves for baked potatoes or whatever. So this was just $3.99 for a 10-pound bag. So that was a great value there, I thought. Okay, and then this is the meat that I got. Got some chicken breasts. As you can see, these were $2.49 a pound. Just a little over 4.5 pounds here for $11.43. And then I got some chicken drumsticks. My family loves chicken drumsticks. There's a lot of different things you can do with them, and they're a lot better value than getting chicken wings. And this was just, as you can see, $5.41. It's only $1.19 a pound. So that is a great price, and we got just over 4.5 pounds. So that's my chicken. Then I decided to get some ground beef and some ground turkey. The ground beef was $4.59, which is very similar to the price at Walmart. And this is for the 85.15, which at Walmart for a similar price, you're just gonna get the 73.27. So this is a little bit better. And then ground turkey is very economical. It's just $1.89 a pound. I don't love the flavor of ground turkey as much. So what my thought is that I can use these together in a recipe and mix them. And the ground turkey just nicely stretches the ground beef, but I get the flavor of the ground beef. So that was my thinking there. So that is everything that I got. I am quite pleased. I feel like this gives me a lot of variety. And if I had nothing in my pantry, nothing in my fridge, except for all of this that I just bought, I feel like I could make quite a few meals from all of these things that I got for less than $100. If this kind of content is helpful to you, please let me know so I can come up with more similar videos. Also, if there's something that I missed, you're like, okay, she missed this really essential item that everybody needs, let me know. Again, I did this super fast, so I'm sure I missed something. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that you noticed. Okay, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking this video if you enjoyed it, and I will be back soon with my next video. Bye.